everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to be making hot pepper jelly, and look at the size of our peppers. So we haven't done anything with our banana peppers yet, so we're going to incorporate that into our jelly. So I have 3 of them picked, they're relatively large. And I don't like mine overly spicy, so I'm only going to put in 2 jalapenos, and then the rest are going to be green peppers. So in total, you're going to need 4 cups of finely diced pepper, and take the seeds and the ribbing out of your hot peppers too. When cutting hot peppers, remember to wear your gloves so that you don't burn your hands or your eyes or any other body part. Here is 4 cups of finely diced peppers. So we're going to take this to the kitchen and make some jelly out of it. To our pot that we're going to boil our jelly in, we have 1 cup of apple cider vinegar. To that, we are going to add 1 box of pectin. And keep the inserts to the pectin because there are recipes in there too that they include, and sometimes they can be really useful. You're going to add your 4 cups of peppers to this as well. Turn your flame onto a high heat or your burner onto a high heat, and you're going to bring this to a boil, a rolling boil, okay? So cook this until it becomes a rolling boil, and stir that pectin so it doesn't stick on the bottom. What I usually do at this point is measure out my 5 cups of sugar that's going to go into this, so that way once this reaches a rolling boil, we can remove this from the heat and then add our sugar in. I just removed my jelly from the heat, and I'm going to be adding in my 5 cups of sugar. I know, it seems like a lot. It really is. We're going to stir that in. Then what we're going to do once this is all mixed up, we're going to return this to the stove on a high heat, and we're going to let it boil for 1 minute. Now, if you wanted to make this fancy at this point, you could add in green food coloring or some red food coloring, but I like to keep mine plain. That's just me. So we're going to mix this in good and take it back to the stove. And you're looking again for a rolling boil for 1 minute. The sides back here are just starting to reach that rolling boil point. So we'll let it go a couple more seconds, maybe a minute here before we set our timer, because we really want it a good, yeah, we're at the good point. We can set it for a minute. And stir this constantly. That is what the foam looks like that we are skimming off the top. Your jars should be hot, and we are going to bring these to 1/4 inch of headspace. We should get 6 half pints out of this. Now last year I had a batch of this that did not set. So if that happens, which it does from time to time, don't throw it out because there are other uses for it. So we used it as a marinade for our grilled chicken, and it was absolutely delicious. So repurpose it and use it as something else if it doesn't turn out like you expect it to. When I make this kind of jelly, I take a spoon across the top and get the air bubbles out because they do like to pocket on the top. So I take the time to do that. Take a wet paper towel, go around the edges of your jar, and do this very thoroughly because it is extremely sticky from all of the sugar and the pectin, and if you do not get all of that off, you will not get a good seal. These will process for 5 minutes. But make sure you take the altitude that you're at and make adjustments for it. So for myself, I have to add another 5 minutes to that. So mine are going to process for 10 minutes. And this is water bath canning. Make sure you have at least 2 inches of water over top of your jars. Once this reaches a rolling boil, then you can start your timer for your 5 minutes or whatever your altitude adjustment time would be. We successfully canned 6 half pints of hot pepper jelly. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.